Before I start this video, I want to put it out there that if you guys are interested in working at the Salvation Army camp, they are happy to have you. You guys could definitely apply at the Salvation Army Starlake camp. I will leave the link in the description down below. They are in need of counselors. There's never too much, like when it comes down to like having counselors, and their pay is $3,500 for 4 weeks, like literally $3,500 for 4 weeks. So if you guys are interested, inbox me, let's talk, let me help you guys through the process, and yeah, let's continue with the video. It's the girl Anthonette. It's always an exciting and fun experience working at camp. You have the opportunity to meet so many great people and also make amazing memories. If you are interested in working at camp this summer and want to know what to expect, this video is for you. In today's video, I'll be telling you guys how to apply, what to expect, what to bring, what not to bring, what is the process, and so much more. When preparing for camp, I know that you feel like you have to bring the world because you want to bring this, you want to bring that, just so that you don't forget anything and just so that you have everything that you need at camp. But let me tell you guys specifically about the Salvation Army Starlake camp. I know there's so many other camps out there, but I just feel like I wanted to talk about the one that I've actually went to for myself and I've experienced, because you can only talk on what you have experienced for yourself. I've worked at the Salvation Army Starlake camp for 2 years. I worked in 2015 and then I worked 2022, which is this year. And I was like, before going to camp, no one told me what to expect. No one told me what to bring. So I just packed everything. This year I packed a lot of stuff and it was just not necessary. So I want to help you out here, just so that you can know. And I also want to encourage you guys, if you guys want to work at camp this summer, I want to encourage you guys to apply. It's not too late. You guys could apply now. But let's begin. Okay, very long. The first thing I want to talk about is how to apply to a camp. So you go online, you choose the camp that you want, and make sure you read so that you could understand what they require, what their mission is, and so forth. And then you apply for the position that you like. There's going to be a list that you could choose from, and you choose your position. Most camps should have like the price range and so forth. The applying process is quite easy. It's just to follow the information, answer the question that they ask you, and then wait for the interview, and of course wait for them to accept you or not. Once they have accepted you to the camp, it's time for you to figure out which agency you're going to work with. I know there are a few agencies out there that you guys could apply for or apply to when it comes down to like direct placement, because of course the camp will already hire you, so you will have to fill out the direct placement application. I am not quite sure how the process is when you just go to an agency to apply for a camp and they give you a camp. I'm not sure how that process goes, but I can only speak to you guys on the direct placement, which is your camp hires you and you have a job already, and it's time for you to apply for your DS 2019 form. I applied with the Enail agency. The fee for that is approximately $475 US to $500. Camp leaders have an option where they can take the money out of your pay at the end of the session, and Enail do not take money out of your pay. I remember in 2015, like if you wanted them to take the money out of your pay, they would have and they could have, but this time they cut that out. However, camp leaders do it. At the end of the session, they could take their money out of your pay. If you may not be able to pay for your DS 2019 and want an agency that would take the money out of your pay, then you could go with camp leaders. Some of the things that you will need when applying for the DS 2019 are your police record. You have to show a proof that okay, you're actually studying at so and so school and the amount of years you're there for, when it's going to end, and so forth. You're going to also need a medical. You're going to also need references, and you are going to also need like your passport picture. Also need a passport, a valid passport. So make sure your passport is up to date. I suggest you get these done as soon as you're hired, because it may take some time for you to get your police record, your student letter. It may take some time for you to get all the stuff that you need. So give yourself time. As soon as you're hired, start working on your stuff. Like it just makes sense. It's just going to make the process easier for you. They are going to ask you for your address and so forth. They're going to send you a DS 2019 form, and you are going to sign this. Embassy fee is $160. You are going to need to pay for your visa. I would advise you to call and find out like what's the waiting time for a visa so that you could know. And also, if you guys do get hired and you guys don't have like an early date, you guys could probably call them or email them and let them know, hey, I'm working at camp this summer and I may need to do like an expedited service so that I could get my J1 visa on time for camp or something like that. So with this visa, you are allowed to enter the country 30 days before, and you are allowed to stay in the country 30 days after the visa is expired. If you don't have a US visa, that's fine. This visa will get you to the US. It's just that you just cannot overstay your time and you just have a limited amount of time to stay. If I were you, and if you're new to the camp, if you're new to wherever you're going to be working, in this case if you're new to New York City, I would advise you to go in a little bit, probably like a day or two before, get the feel of the place, or you could stay after camp and just enjoy a little bit of New York City, because you never know when you will get this opportunity again. So just make the best use of it, but do not overstay your time. For the medical, I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. For me, I went to my clinic, and in Belize, like I only had to pay like $2 to go and see my doctor at the clinic. So if you guys could get like somewhere cheap so that you guys don't have to like spend like a lot of money to see your doctor, then you guys could probably do it. It's just for them to fill out certain forms to check you and make sure you're doing okay, make sure you're physically ready for camp, and that's about it. When it comes on to flights, I am not sure where in the world you're coming from, so the prices may vary. But if you are in the Caribbean, let's budget for like about 700 to 800 US, if not more. But it is expensive. It can get expensive. My advice to you guys is, if you get accepted this month, try looking for like a flight this month. For it doesn't matter how long or how far camp is, but the earlier you book your flights, the better it is for you, the cheaper it will be. So for me, I usually book my flight like months before camp, so that way I get the tickets cheaper. And then you have different sites that you can go on to like get cheap tickets. So like I would go on like cheaptickets.com, I would go on Google Flights, I would go on Expedia, I would go on Travelocity. I would just try like different sites. And one thing that I realized that makes a difference is that don't look for tickets on your regular web browser. Try privating it so that they do not track your search, and they will not really, because sometimes they work with like your trackers, your search history. They know that you're looking for a ticket, and then the prices are going to be high. I would also advise you guys to walk with pocket money. I would say at least walk with $700 or even $500 if you know how to budget yourself properly, just so that you could have money to get you stuff at the beginning of camp. At the beginning of camp, you know, you just came, you are not going to be getting paid until like, you know, a couple weeks after and stuff, and you want to make sure that you have enough things to eat in your room. You want to make sure you have your stuff to wash your clothes and so forth. I will be talking about that after, but you want to make sure you have money to get what you need. So make sure you walk with the money to buy your stuff that you're going to need before camp. And of course, you never know what could happen when you're in a totally different country, so you don't want to be broke and lost at the same time. Make sure you have a little pocket money, save it, and don't spend it unless it's necessary. Again, don't wait too late to book your flight. I would suggest for you guys to book your flight as soon as you get your visa. Once you go in for the application and they say it has been approved, book your flight one time. So now that we've talked about all of that and it's time for you to go to camp, the question is, what do I pack? What am I going to need? What is it going to be like? What is my experience going to be like at camp? Listen, I'm here for you. There are 4 different sessions at camp, excluding the staff training week. We have music and creative arts week, adventure by imagination week, session 3, which is my favorite, Mega Sports Week 1, and session 4, Mega Sports Week 2. these are my favorite weeks because that's just sports. We're talking about competition here. We're talking about cheering each other on. We're talking about motivating each other. It's just so much fun. So you are expected to work for 4 weeks. The good thing about the Salvation Army Starlake Camp is that you get a break every weekend. So you work from Monday to Friday. You get the Friday evenings off. You get the entire Saturday off, and then you come back Saturday evening, which is so cool. So this will give you guys a chance to go out there and explore and have fun. I would advise you guys to not overpack, because for some reason when you work at camp, you could come with like this amount of clothes and you leave with this amount of things in your suitcase. And from my experience and from the Salvation Army, we got 5 t-shirts this year, and we did not really need to use like our regular clothes, and I had like a few of my clothes there which I did not even touch. So my thing is just pack like shorts, pants, just in case you go out, but you're mostly going to use shorts because it's going to be hot and so forth. Of course, the first week is going to be a little bit cold. In June it's a little bit cold, so you are going to need something to like keep you guys warm, but after that it's just going to be hot and nice and sunny. So you're going to need like shorts, you're going to need of course underwears, and I would say just pack like 1 and 2 clothes that you would use like when going out on the road, as well as bring like banquet clothes if you guys want to dress up, because we do have like banquets and stuff. So if you guys want to dress up and stuff, make sure you walk with something nice to wear for the banquet. But for the most part, you don't need to pack a lot of stuff. I would say just pack like 2 t-shirts that you don't mind getting messed up, and then just pack your shorts and your pants, and that's about it. And of course, you're gonna walk with your roll on, your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your soaps if you want. You can get soaps at camp, so if you are coming from far, I would say like leave the soaps alone, but just walk with your toothpaste, your roll on, your underwears, your socks, your shoes, your closed-toe shoes. We're gonna need a lot of that at camp. So if you have closed-toe shoes, bring about 2 of them, one that you don't mind getting dirty and one that you might want to wear on the road, and of course a little sandals or a slippers to put by your bed. And that's about it. I think that's all you really need. One of the things that I usually do once I'm in the US is to purchase a US SIM card. I think that is so useful. I use like the $50 plan, which is for the entire month. I get free data, free text, free call in the US, and that helps me to stay connected with my friends and family. I would also say to budget your money properly. It's so hard to get money and so easy for the money to just vanish. Like you could have it here like it's gone. So I would say when you come to camp, if you're a person that likes to explore and if you're adventurous, and that is the main reason that you're working at camp, because you want to be able to go here, there, everywhere and just have fun, then go ahead by all means. But if you are someone who is coming to camp and you want to take home some money, I would advise you to budget properly. Some days you might not want to eat the camp food and you might want to purchase food outside. Make sure you budget your money, because food can really and truly, like, your money will disappear with food. Buying food every day, it's not good. I would advise you guys like to like go to the supermarket. There's a Walmart run every other week or every week. You guys could get stuff to put in your room that you're gonna use. If it's even ramen noodles, cornflakes, and just get stuff that you're gonna want as well, because not every day you're gonna want to eat at camp. And to save money, I would say just make sure it's already there, so that you don't have to keep buying and buying and buying, because your money is going to go fast. So budget properly and know exactly what you want to do with your money, how you want to spend it, just so that you have an idea in your head that, okay, well, this amount of money is to spend and this amount of money is to save. The good thing about the Salvation Army camp as well is that you get the opportunity to work other jobs. So after camp itself, you have the opportunity to work at the one-day experience, you have the opportunity to work at the TMC camp, you have the opportunity to work at the post camp. These are ways that you guys could get a little extra money, but you guys have to prepare your mind to stay back. One thing I must say, camp can be very draining, and not every day you're going to feel happy, not every day you're going to feel relaxed, because camp gets frustrating at times. But we have to remember that we're there for one reason. We're there to change lives. We're there to be like an impact to the little children that comes to us, because people come from different backgrounds. And you have to just remember that when you come to camp, you're not coming, try not to come just for the money, and come because you love what you do. You love dealing with children. You love being an influence to children. Don't come just because you want the money. I don't feel like that is a good mindset, because it can get draining, and it's camp, but it's fun. As much as you may feel that it's a drain and stuff, it's camp. You are going to have fun. You are going to love it. And trust me, at the end of camp, even though you're frustrated, at the end of camp, you are going to miss camp. Literally, because it's just an amazing experience, and one that I feel that you too should try and experience for yourself this summer. When it comes down to the breaks and weekends, you guys are going to need to find accommodation. Now, my advice is to make friends with the other staff, the local staff that are there. We'll see if you could go to their houses on the weekends. Some people open up their houses to you guys, which is so nice of them. And if not, the camp is not going to leave you hanging. So if it's even for you, they are going to find a way for you to stay, or a place for you to stay. So don't worry about that. If it's even staying at camp or stuff, they will make sure that you have somewhere to stay. They will never leave you out there hanging. So if you don't have friends and families in New York and stuff, and you're worried about that, don't worry about that. You are secured. Camp food. Let's talk about it, because most time people don't talk about it. And I'm not going to talk bad about camp food, because camp is camp. Like, we cannot expect to be eating steak and shrimps and lobster every day, because no, we just cannot. So at camp, you have to expect a lot of bread, a lot of food that you might not like personally, but prepare your mind mentally for the food that you are going to eat. Most times they're good, I'm not gonna lie. Most times they're good. Some days you might have your but this is where as I said earlier, like, make sure you have stuff in your room so that if you don't want to eat today, you have food in your room. So don't come with the mentality that, okay, at camp I'm going to be eating and I'm going to be living my best life. Camp is camp. So please do not expect more than what is there. I feel like music week is one of the hardest week for most, especially if you're new to camp, because it's like you're all over the place. You have to take the kids to their bands, to the choruses and stuff, and you'll be moving. So you have to be flexible when working at camp, and that's one thing to come with in mind. Like, bear in mind that, hey, listen, I'm here, I applied for this job, but that does not mean that I cannot be flexible and do somebody else's work, or that does not mean that I cannot be flexible and help out with other stuff. Like, you have to be flexible when working at camp, because things happen. Remember, we're dealing with kids, and sometimes we just have to think fast, sometimes we just have to improvise, sometimes we just have to, like, do things. So come with a mind that is open, a mind that is ready to work, a team playing spirit. Come with the energy, come with humbleness and understanding and patience. That's all I have to say. Like, just come with that in mind. Take some time on your breaks, because you do get breaks every day. Take time on your breaks to just rejuvenate. If you need to sleep, go ahead, leave the crowd and sleep. Do not waste your breaks outside. Take your time, go and get your rest, because you will be needing your rest. Remember, you're going to be like the older sister or the older sibling at camp for these children, and you will need rest. So whenever you get your break, make sure to take that break. At the end of the day, all I can say is have fun. There are going to be days when you're going to be tired and exhausted, but it is worth it. You're going to love it, and it's going to be an experience like no other. And that wraps up my what to expect video of camp. You guys could message me on Instagram if you guys are interested. Let me help you guys to walk through the process. It's $3,500 for a counselor position for 4 weeks. A lot of camp do not pay that much, so think about it. It's exciting, very, very exciting, and trust me, you guys will not regret it. I hope that this helped you guys to prepare your minds mentally, as well as to prepare you on what to expect and how to pack and so forth. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. If you do, I'm going to do a part 2 to this video, because why not? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, click that subscription button right down below and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified anytime you upload a new video. Always remember to stay true to yourself, because there's no one in this world that is better than you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Anthonette said to tell a friend to subscribe to her channel. Until next time, guys. Peace.